Oh my god, this is the biggest hidden gem of this park.
It was really good.
I was not expecting that.
It's just such a charming park.
I'm really impressed with this.
This park is brilliant.
So we just made it to Fantasiana in Austria. This is our first Austrian park.
We're here to get on Helios, which is their brand new Mack roller coaster. So it's kind of a cross between a Big Dipper and a Striker model. The Striker model is like Voltron at Europa Park, and a Big Dipper is like Lost Gravity at Wallaby Holland. They're quite a compact coaster that is quick and easy to manoeuvre, similar to Gerstlauer's version, which is a Eurofighter, such as Saw at Fort Park, or even Smiler at Alton Towers. This is the Mack version. It looks really good and can't wait to try it out.
Our first impressions of the park, it looks really nice. The area of Helios is so cool. I'm really impressed. They have another coaster here as well, Zauber Express. That's where we're going first. It seems like a walk-on, and then we're gonna do Helios.
Can't wait, let's go.
We're coming from Italy. We're just finished our France and Italy tour of coaster breaks, and today was our driving day. We're just gonna stop here for a couple of hours because we wanted to go on Helios and take advantage of what else in the park we could do with the rest of the time. The park today closed at 6 p.m. but last admission was at 4, so we almost didn't make it. I don't know why they do last admissions at 4 if the park closed at 6. We arrived at like 5 minutes to 4. So we managed to get it just in time. Good family coaster.
Multiple launches, good little bit of airtime Helix.
It's so well presented. I love this area. It goes through buildings and goes around twice. It looks so nice.
It's very charming. That's the best way to describe the park. It's just such a charming park so far.
Really impressed with this.
It was really good, but it did have the Mack rattle, so I did feel a bit like Voltron. I was on the wing seat. I can imagine in the middle it would be a lot smoother.
Yeah, I didn't feel anything.
But overall, good first drop, good outer bank, very good elements, and just a very good coaster for the park.
It's very short, but for a park like this, to have this coaster, and with the level of theming and details, and there's onboard audio, the station, I love the way when you're out of the station, you go into a section. They close the curtains and there's like projections, and then you start, and then with onboard audio, the level of details, it shows how much they care and how much effort they put into this new coaster. We're just walking to another area of the park. There's dinosaurs now. We want to explore the park a little bit, see the other areas. But the whole park looks really nice. I love this. I love going to these new parks and seeing how much they care and how much attention they're putting to make everything look very nice, and not just putting random rides in the park, but also making it look very well presented, and it creates a very good atmosphere. This path, we don't know what it is, and there's like this massive dragon animatronic that looks ridiculously cool.
It's all indoors and it's so well themed in it.
It's just like this little door.
Please don't touch. Please do not touch.
There is this door that says entrance, to say please don't touch. We don't know if we just stay here waiting for them to open. I can hear noises on the other side. I think something's going on here. Oh my god, this is like the biggest hidden gem of this park. We were waiting and then the door opened and we entered this room. There was like a drop tower, and then the staff member came and he was like, oh, the middle is the best. And Marcus forgot his bracelet now, so he just came after us to give us back. He was so nice. And we just sat there. We didn't know exactly what was going on, so we're not gonna give any spoilers of the ride, but it's basically a drop tower that goes really slow through stages, and there's a lot of floors. Every floor there's something going on, and there's a few surprises. It's really good. The drop is actually quite forceful.
The drop had a lot of force on it. I didn't know when it was going to stop.
It's bigger than it looks like. It's right by the entrance of the park. You can see the tower from the outside, but there's not much reference that is a drop tower inside. It's really easy to miss. So don't miss that. That was really, really good. I'm so glad we ended up there. It feels like now I just want to enter in every path of this park because I don't know what I'm gonna find. I'm so impressed with this park. I was not expecting that.
This park is brilliant.
We're in this area of the park now that is kind of the fairy tale forest. It's kind of like a smaller version of the fairy tale forest in Efteling. You have these buildings here that there is sections of different fairy tales, and then you can press a button and there's going to be animatronics representing a part of the story. There's also a book that you can read the story. It's quite cool for kids. There are some play areas as well, and they have a ride here that is one of my favorite family flat rides, which is like the family swings. They're really good. They have one of these in Tripsdrive and they're so much better than they look like.
So we walked past the 4D theatre and there's a sign out the front saying that the 3D is defunct, so they're going to be showing it in 2D. We can't really speak German, so we just thought we'll just keep going to see what else they have here. Like this ghost train type of thing.
Weird ride. It's like a ghost train, but it was like all over the place.
It was like if a ghost train was made about 50 years ago. So it was very dated, it had a bit of everything. Sinbad says hi at the beginning, and then you see skulls, a cyclops, a vampire, a Medusa, a minotaur, the three-headed wolf. It was cool. It was so bad it's funny. Ooh, mushrooms.
Oh my god, Marcus! One of our favorite parts of Efteling, the fairy tale forest, there is the donkey that shoots coins out of his ass. You put a coin just like this one and they will shoot a coin at you, like a souvenir coin. This one apparently will throw a coin out of his mouth, I think. We need to test it. Do you have a coin?
No, I don't have a coin.
Oh, I don't have
I've
a
got
coin.
coins in the car, but I can't go to the car.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So there's a place here to insert the coin, and there's like a little basket here. I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a coin from here. I think I prefer the one in Efteling. It's fun because you need to try to catch it, while this one you're just gonna pick it up the basket. But it's cool that they have their version of it. We just did the Dracula castle now. That was an experience. You cannot film inside, so we don't have any videos of inside the castle. But I didn't know what to expect. I thought it was gonna be a ghost train, but turns out it's not. It's kind of like a walk-through attraction. I feel like what These mostly remind me. It's the London Dungeons.
Yeah, the London Dungeons, if it was done like 40, 50 years ago.
It's like a walk-through attraction that you go through rooms, so it's not like a horror maze that is just constantly going, and it doesn't have like much jump scares. They have stuff in there that will guide you through the whole castle, so sometimes they will kind of try to jump scare you, but that's not the whole point. It's more about going through stories. So each room is like a story. At first, it reminds me a little bit of a fun house as well. So you need to start going on your own, but you just go through a mirror maze. It's nothing really scary. When we were joining, they said that some parts of the castle you need to go on your own. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't like doing like horror mazes on my own. But it was fine. It's just going through a mirror maze. And then everything is doing as a group. The only thing is you need to be careful with the time of the attraction because it's not until park close. The last entrance is at 5:15, so we arrived there at 5:17. He was really nice. Again, he let us in, but because it's done in groups, there are like time slots that you need to go to do it. It doesn't take too long. It's about 10-15 minutes, the whole thing.
Yep.
And I thought it was worth doing just because it's something different and unique. It would be better if we speak the language because we couldn't understand what they were saying and there's a lot of talking. But it was still fun to do, like something different.
I'm loving all the janky animatronics here. They're throughout the whole park and they're also in there. So yeah, it was a good laugh. One scene reminded me a little bit of Spook Slot, which is an old Efteling ride, where there was a bell going off at the beginning and you just go in and you just watch a showpiece. So because of that, it reminded me a little bit of how Spook Slot was done, but Spook Slot was done on a much grander scale.
Seems like there's a lot on this park that reminds us of Efteling.
Log flume time now.
Log flume is quite good.
Yeah.
It's pretty wet.
Just what we needed in 34 degrees heat.
It's bags off ride, which is good. So they need to take our bags.
That's how you know it's going to be wet.
Yeah. It has a turntable in the beginning, then a backwards drop. I love backwards dropping log flume. Then you go on a lift for the main drop. I just love the fact that it's a lift and not a lift hill. Oh, that's cool. Now it's almost time for the park close. We did all the main rides that we wanted to do, so we're gonna go back on Helios. We just arrived here on Helios, but it's already closed. They said it closed 15 minutes before the park. It's 10 to 6, it closed at 5:45, which is a shame, but...
Just have to come back here then.
I quite like their merchandise here. I really like the Helios t-shirt and the hoodie. It's like 20 euros for the t-shirt and for the hoodie. They have this area next to the gift shop with more fairy tales.
These feel more Disney but puppet-like.
It's all the story from Snow White. That's actually quite cute. So that's it, our quick visit to Fantasiana. I really like this park. It's a family park with a pretty good coaster and it's worth visiting. Just for Helios alone it's worth visiting, but I quite like some of the other stuff that we did. The highlight besides Helios was the drop tower for me. I was not expecting to see a ride with that amount of theming inside and so unique and so different.
So we had about a 4-hour journey to get here. We were on our way from Italy to Germany and it was so worth stopping off for. but I just wish we stopped for another couple hours because I would have liked a few more re-rides on Helios. But overall, this park and the first impressions have been very positive. It's very well presented, it's got a great atmosphere, it's very well themed, and the staff have been some of the best staff I've seen at the park in my life. The staff here are phenomenal, so friendly, cheery, happy, and I just think it's a really charming park, and I recommend everyone to come here and visit.